These are the new lights from Nanlux, the Evoke 600C and 150C, and they are some of the biggest releases that either Nanlite or Nanlux have had in a long time. This is kind of new territory for Nanlux as a sub-brand. They've always been about the big, chunky, high-end and high-brightness professional lights. Prior to these, the smallest Nanlux light was the 900C. So this 600C is a small little light for Nanlux, let alone the 150C. This move repositions Nanlux as a brand offering the highest level of professional cob lights, but across the board. It's a much clearer message. If you're a small team or you work by yourself, then the Nanlite, Forza and FC ranges, they're the ones for you. But if you're on a high-level set in narrative or commercial environment, then Nanlux have the products which are designed for you. They now have fixtures going all the way from 150 watts up to 5,000 watts, so you can pretty much cover every use case out there. But it's not just the lower wattage and size which is new here. These lights are the debut of Nanlux's new Nebula C8 light engine. This is similar to what they've done with the RGB ACL engine inside the 900C or the Forza 60C, and similar to what Aperture are doing with their Blair CG light engine. But it's kind of one step further. Literally, they have the exact same color light chips inside as Aperture: blue, lime, amber, indigo, red, cyan, and green. So that's the 7 light chips which Aperture are using in Blair CG. But then there's a new one which Nanlux are calling Deep Red. This new Deep Red chip is having 2 main effects. Firstly, it's meaning we can go all the way down to 1000 Kelvin in CCT mode, which is a big difference from the 1800 Kelvin which competing lights can do. So it's great for this really overly warm light if you want that. And secondly, Nanlux say it improves skin tone performance. Now these are just pre-production lights, and so we've been asked not to get out the light meter and actually put them to the test just yet. They're not quite ready, they need more firmware. That wouldn't be fair on Nanlux. But any improvement that they can do to skin tones is of course very welcome. Another nice touch with this new Nebula C8 light engine is that they've worked to completely cut out infrared wavelengths. This is better of course to avoid color contamination with cameras, but it's also a bit of a safety issue. You shouldn't be exposed to UV light too much. Now we don't all have to wear suntan cream on set while using really bright lights, for example. Another area where Nanlux have one-upped the competition here is in the weather sealing. Both of these lights are IP66 rated and are using the term stormproof for this rather than just rainproof. So IP65 is protected against dust and particles at all levels, and then over on the water side of things against water jets, they call it. So that's good enough for most situations where you've just left your light out in the rain. But IP66, which we have here, is protected against strong level water jets. The next step up from this is being able to completely submerge your lights underwater. So this should mean you can do pretty much anything with these lights and leave them out in any situations. Just don't actually dunk them in the swimming pool. So let's look at the design of the actual lights themselves. This is the small 150C, and it does feel really nice and small, especially considering it's 150 watts. It weighs 2.1 kilograms, which is reasonably light considering how strong and well built this thing is. It has this very squared off and industrial looking design, which is nice because it can sit flat in transit, just pull the yoke back. It can even be stacked on top of one another if you want to. It has a new modifier mount, which they're calling FE because of these electronic contacts. It is backwards compatible with FN mount accessories from Nanlite like this projector, but the new electronics are going to let them do some interesting things like make a motorized Fresnel for this, which they've announced, which they are working on. It also has a nice strong locking lever to lock it into place and stop any of that wiggle. You can run the light completely off V-Locks with this D-tap cable which comes with it. We got 100% brightness with our regular SWIT V-Lock batteries, and the yoke has a handy V-wedge to attach them onto on the side here, so running this off battery power is really easy. The 600C looks very similar, but bigger of course. It has that same squared off design and really looks like a small version of their massive Evoke 5000B. It weighs 8.28 kilograms with its yoke, and it has the same strong build quality. This one has a BE mount on the front, which is essentially a regular Bowens mount, but with a locking lever of course, and the electronic contacts again. This is of course so that they can develop more motorized accessories in the future, but normal Bowens modifiers do fit straight on, so you can treat this just as a normal Bowens mount cob light, and they do an adapter for NL mount modifiers, which a lot of the rest of the Evoke family use. Both lights have this all-in-one design, so there's no separate ballast going on down here. You just plug in your power cable and you're ready to go straight away. They have all the normal control options that you'd expect: Bluetooth app, DMX, Lumen radio, CRMX, even ArtNet with an optional Ethernet extension adapter. There's then a wired controller which you can get as well, which snaps onto these mounting plates, or has magnets so that you can attach it to metal light stands. Very convenient when you're flying your light up in the sky. Both lights can go incredibly dim. This is on right now. Now, this is something that lots of new lights are doing and is very welcome. It's so useful to have such fine control over just how dim your light can go. So that's the new Evoke 150C and 600C from Nanlux with their new Nebula C8 light engine inside. These are impressive lights. It's great to see a separate lineup of products from Nanlux designed specifically for demanding high-end sets. But what do you think? Let us know in the comment section, and if you want to buy either of these for your own work, head over to ProAV. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.